Hey, Thursday night time machine.
Right.
You got to take it easy on the sodium.
Can't swim it regularly.
Tooting the glute flute. It's a little early in the pod to be tooting the glute flute. I got a salad coming, player.
Yeah,
I'm hungry.
Salad with some of that Caesar dressing. Ain't gonna be doing you no favors.
Yeah, well, some of that gabagool you've been stuffing in your pie hole.
Hey, it tastes good.
Yeah, shout out Jam Stock.
Yeah, shout out Jam Stock. And you need some fat in your diet.
Oh, I like fat. I'm a big fat guy.
Yeah.
Healthy fats.
You like to cut. I've always known you to cut sodium, though.
Yeah, big sodium cutter. You know what else I'm cutting out?
What?
The Miami Dolphins.
Ooh.
On Thursday Night Time Machine. By the way, I'm dedicating this Thursday Night Time Machine performance to Coolio.
Good for you. I will be dedicating mine to the Queen. Bengals 26, Dolphins 17.
Oh fuck! Now I got to root for a close game because I got the Bengals. What did I text you? I was trying to play the game. I have some weird score.
You said 25-21, good guys, parentheses, Bengals.
Yep. Wanted to make sure I got that in there.
See, I would have taken mine down to 7 or 8 just to play the game, but you revealed in our interview with Steve, which is to come, that you were on the Bengals.
So I'm at 4. You're at
9.
9. Okay, so I'm gonna win at 5, 6, and 7. We've got a.
Nah, 7's me.
7's you.
Yep.
Fuck, I gotta root for a tight ball game. Short week, man. For the Dolphins, I mean, short week is tough anyways, but when you play like 100 plays on defense, I think they played like 80 plays or something like that. Shout out to Melvin Ingram.
One in 90? I think it was 90.
Spring Chicken was a 90.
Oh, 90.
That's not good. Short week, the whole thing's going to be, can that offensive line protect against the blitz? Like they got a little dress rehearsal kind of game last week. Let's see it tonight. Melvin Ingram, Spring Chicken. He is that could be an award, the Spring Chicken Award.
It's good.
Miller Lite mentions Melvin Ingram, AFC Defensive Player of the Month this month. I'm like, what year is it?
Whoa! I gotta take issue with that, Chris.
Because it's not true.
Well, Thursday Night Time Machine. Thursday is going to be September the 29th. What if somebody balls out tonight?
You're right. We'll take it up.
What if Trey Hendrickson gets 7 sacks?
You got to take it up with the NFL, man.
With Raj?
I don't make these. You know what I mean?
Sorry. No DJ Reader.
No DJ Reader. Big deal.
It's a big deal.
I don't mean that facetiously. The guys played well. That was Thursday Night Time Machine. We're back to Thursday afternoon. Layup line, man. It's a somber one. Well, I want to shout out Coolio first. On a low note, Coolio passed away. We need to update his Wikipedia. In personal life, we have 1 sentence about his life, 3 sentences about his death. No foul.
Really?
No foul play suspected. Yeah, I need more personal life in Coolio's Wikipedia. Nobody input some shit about this guy's life. Reed just told me something. Reed, put this in his Wikipedia, could you? And tell us what you just told me. It's ridiculous to me that Coolio doesn't have a big personal section on Wikipedia.
So apparently Coolio played a show at a college and then went back to a dorm or an apartment with some college kids. They made salad, pasta, and then he acoustic sang
romaine. What kind of fucking produce do college kids have around? All right, so what do you sing acoustic with them?
Gangster in Paradise.
Gangster's Paradise. Fuck yeah.
Gangster in Paradise.
Well, I mean, if we had the Coolio Wikipedia in ship shape.
Whose personal life do you think's longer, yours or Coolio's?
Probably mine, which makes no sense to me.
Well, up until yesterday, yours.
Yeah,
and now today with some
Coolio's longer.
Yeah.
Well, I can handle the rest.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's not much left, because I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lined in chalk. I really hate to trip, but I got a lock. Loke?
Yeah.
It's Loke?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's like a term of endearment in certain gangs.
I really hate to trip, but I gotta loke. As they croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of G the little homies want to be like, on my knees in the night saying prayers in the street light.
So,
And then you got his boy who comes in and sings Been Spending. I'm not going to look at the screen. That's how well I know the song. Been spending most of my life living in a gangsta's paradise.
dude,
That's not right.
Been spending most of their lives.
Yeah, so you love that song.
Living in
Dangerous Minds, Michelle Pfeiffer in the music video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like dark classroom. By the way, I got to go to a classroom tonight. I'm going to parent-teacher conferences.
No, you're not. You're going to back to school night, which is like
They call it curriculum night or whatever
call it curriculum night. Yeah, they're gonna show you the classroom.
So
and
they're not going to tell me if my kid's doing bad?
Not yet.
Do I need to go?
It would be nice, I think,
Okay.
to show
It's a
you.
real bad sign if you don't go.
So if you don't
it's a red
go,
flag.
okay, what if I want to be with the child that we're talking about? What if I'd rather hang out with my kid than be there seeing his classroom?
That's fair, but I think they would think you're not invested in their education.
Oh, I'm invested in his education.
It's
Believe
like-
me. Believe you me, I'm invested in his education.
It's like when he goes to jail, and then like before he goes to jail,
Yeah.
he's in the courtroom. The judge likes to see your presence.
Yeah. Are
We-
they going to fuck up my kid's grades if I don't go? No, I'm
Maybe.
going. I'm joking. I'm going.
What?
We know you're going, but what are you wearing?
I'm not going to wear this button down with wolves on it. I'm going to have to change. I called my wife, my lovely wife. I was like, what do I wear to this thing? She's like, I don't know, like you're going out to dinner maybe? And I'm like,
So
going
a
out to
flannel?
dinner?
Wear your
Going out-
dinner flannel.
What are my dinner flannels? If only I had one on me. I'm wearing sweatpants right now, so I might. But anyways, Coolio, how do people do that? Put things into Wikipedia.
You just hit edit and then submit changes.
Is it that easy? It seems kind of
I've
dangerous.
edited yours a couple times.
Fuck me running. What'd you say?
No, all good things.
Okay.
All good things.
There's actually usually like an edit war that happens on Wikipedia after some major event happens or if somebody dies, where like many people are trying to edit the same page at the same time. And it becomes locked.
Yeah, I saw where like Derrick Henry had killed Josh Norman on Wikipedia for like a day, right?
Right.
By the way, you were really good at tennis. That's what I found out today. 110 mile per hour serve.
Thanks. I don't know where that came from. Probably a newspaper where I was the lone source. However, there wasn't like a gun at every match. It wasn't like the U.S. Open. So we're probably topping out closer to 120, I'd say.
Oh
shit.
we edit his Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Does he have a Wikipedia?
What do you mean you learned today? We went to the same high school. You weren't aware
Well,
of...
you know, sometimes you fabricate how much we supported each other's athletic careers.
In what way?
Well,
I was at all of your games.
No, you weren't.
My left foot.
That was the biggest social fucking gathering was fall football. And
and
you were
here's-
working. You were covering our team.
No, dog. That was afterwards.
In high
That
school.
was
Yeah, you were
afterwards.
probably
No.
feeding information to Jerry Ratcliffe.
Player, low key. And Kingston will back me up on this. I was the attraction
Yeah.
at your game
Yeah.
because of the student cheer squad that we developed.
But I didn't go to your tennis games and know what's
Matches.
going on.
Matches.
You
yeah.
were playing baseball and
I was also playing baseball.
Go.
I was trying to put dingers down
onto the courts. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd have to call a let when a baseball would come down
Yeah.
the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were good is what I was trying to say.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I thank you. That's
You're like, what the fuck you mean you found out today? Like I had a fucking trading card of you with all your stats. I didn't even know what love meant at that point in many ways. Love you, Meg. I also want to actually give us a layup line. That's going to be Spodioti Dopalicious. Aquemini, the 29th of September, because that's what day it is, 1998. And actually, Hard Knock Life came out the same day. So it's like a fucking big deal. I saw like there were actually a few good albums that day, but that's another personal favorite. And we are on to housekeeping, Meg. You got any housekeeping?
yeah. I got a hello for the people.
Okay, yeah, hit us.
Minocqua, Wisconsin. Hello.
Why?
Oh, sure. I'm glad you asked. Because people are hitting the DMs with some hello requests,
Oh, good. Keep it coming.
which is near and dear to our hearts.
Keep
So,
it coming.
Carly, we appreciate you. She's a day oneer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Carly. We need help here. I need help, guys. The first item on my agenda is our fantasy football league has a punishment in place, which fucking sucks.
I'm glad you said it.
Bro, I hated it.
It's awful.
It's the worst. Can you explain it as you understand it?
As I understand it, good question, because I don't know if I totally
really hard to
understand
it, dude.
So the loser gets hunted. Everybody else in the league hunts the loser
With paintballs.
with paintball guns.
Yeah.
And the loser has a certain amount of time to go run
An
and
hour
hide.
or something.
And then we go off and we hunt them.
Yeah.
But the loser is also armed with a paintball gun.
Yeah, it's too complicated. It's too work intensive. Like, dudes are not going to want to get together. Like, we can barely get together to do something fun, let alone get to do together to do something that's like debatable on the fun scale, dude. Like,
Now,
I don't even know how this goes. I don't know. Like, I don't think this goes well.
No, I bet I don't show up.
And also, fucking, we got one brother in the league, man. Like a bunch of white guys running after Mike Lewis. I mean, to be honest,
Who's usually
the optics of it just
near the cellar.
it's not good, dude. I don't like the punishment. In no way do I like the punishment.
What I proposed was
Yeah.
that the loser is not allowed to pay taxes. The loser must evade paying taxes.
Okay, I don't like that either.
But that's kind of cool because I don't think the IRS automatically
you pay taxes,
sniffs you out.
and I think this
I
is
pay so much in
I don't think
taxes.
you pay taxes.
Oh, my accountant's like, here's a number, but just to be safe, let's double it.
just double it.
All right.
You do it.
So I pay a ton of taxes.
yeah.
But this is a cool punishment because the IRS doesn't knock on your door the next day. Like, you're always looking around your shoulder. Like, are they coming? Did I get away with
punishment.
it? You're not allowed to pay taxes. That's unique and innovative.
I think it's a funny text in the group chat, but in all seriousness, I thought you were joking.
Well, I'm also 3-0, and we didn't decide the punishment before the season started.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You are 3-0.
Cucks in the houses play this week, people.
That's
for
a big
first
one.
place.
I've been looking
Yep.
at it a lot.
Cucks are 2-1.
It's definitely set
Congrats.
my lineup already.
Yeah. I debated not bringing it up.
Yeah, well,
for that
we're
reason.
faceless opponent all the way. We really don't care.
Okay.
We don't care. Stephen A. Smith. We don't care.
In our locker room, it's Cucks week.
Yeah, it's Cucks week. You got a little fucking clock on the wall and shit. How many days till we play the Cucks? Okay. I think we need to send whoever loses the league to the worst college football atmosphere in America on their own dollar in a car. In fact, in the car that we're buying for Matt Conrath is going to be a beater. So he's going to be driving a RAV4 to fucking, I don't know, the Idaho Vandals Stadium.
Oh.
Shout out David Vobora.
I think Idaho might be lit a little bit.
Too fun. Okay, give me, no, I don't mean that. I mean, just like, what are the amenities around that stadium? Do you think it's dope there? Or
Kinda.
should we send them to Laramie?
Is Idaho nah, isn't that cool though? Like
It
Big
is
Sky?
cool. Yeah, there's stuff to do around there.
Try this one on.
Okay.
Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Is that bad?
It was not. I've been once. It wasn't good.
I feel like a dude could go down to Hattiesburg solo and have a good time. I think a dude could go down to Hattiesburg, grab a cowbell.
You got to go through a toll, and at the toll booth, it's just Brett Favre just taking your money. Like, I need all your money.
It's going to MDOT.
Yes.
Maybe Tulane, like you're in New Orleans. There's no good
dude?
crowd.
I will lose the fucking league. I will lose the league.
But if you're not allowed to party, like,
Why don't-
like
hey,
that's part of the
I got
bylaw.
an idea. Do the guys listen to the podcast?
One of them does.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. You know, all these billions of people around the world. You know, one out of how many people?
10.
In the league? We
And
got
I think actually
10%.
two, maybe
if we can
two.
do 10% of everybody on the planet,
And we're
good.
2 of them. It's really 1 of 8.
yeah. So I'm thinking we make it like Baton Rouge, and then I fall on that grenade. Like, probably I just start losing. Like, starting this week, just dumping players slowly off my roster.
Starting Dobbs every week.
Yeah. No, that's not. He was on my bench last week and
Dobbs,
did work.
Watson, Cobb.
So we got to
Watkins.
figure out. So you at home have to tell us what is the most dog shit place to watch a college football game.
Murfreesboro.
No, Murfreesboro, near and dear to my heart.
I love how we're just alienating people. Left
Well,
and
no,
right.
that's
We're
what I
just
mean. Like,
offending
no,
people.
I just want to say this. Like, I don't know. The reason I picked Idaho was it's that fucked up dome. Like, I think it'd be funny to see you in that dome. Like,
cool. But
to
that
see
is
a dude
far.
like after a 36-hour drive have to watch indoor football. Like, it's like a basketball stadium. People, send us in some ideas, okay?
You know, I hear Tulane's expanding. They're going to become 4-lane.
Was Meg happy with the pumpkin name, or did she think of anything different?
Meg came home yesterday and was like, Chris, I was listening to the podcast and I cringed.
Red light.
Yeah. Right? Is that good or bad?
She listens?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Meg.
Yeah. She was like, I heard what you guys are going to name that pumpkin, which is her biggest concern. How cool is she? Her biggest concern is not like, oh, you're going to go float the river for multiple days in a pumpkin, probably. And I haven't asked any questions about that. She might hate me, actually. But her biggest concern is that we named the pumpkin incorrectly. So the backstory is that our pumpkin grower has been growing this pumpkin a while, and it's been spoken for. Eventually, he hits us up, and Matt's like, hey, our pumpkin guy hit us up, and I had a little mini heart attack. And he's like, nah, it's good. Glenn Youngkin wanted the pumpkin for his house for a Halloween party, but we said that the pumpkin's been spoken for.
Wow. That's
dude.
Amazing.
Yeah, dude.
You cucked future president of the United States, Glenn Youngkin, out of a massive pumpkin.
Yeah, and so Meg was like, why don't you call it Youngkin Pumpkin?
Oh.
Brilliant.
But that's dancing in the end zone a little bit. I don't want to Leon let this thing, like, you know. All right, so we got our friend Stanford Steve. Steve, welcome to the program.
Hi, guys. How we doing?
White Steve, what's up? Doing well.
What's the costume?
Oh, I don't know. We were cleaning up upstairs, and there was a mustache on the ground, so slapped that bad boy on.
That's a hat that Arby sent to us last week when we were plugging their roast beef. And it's hat day.
Yeah, it's hat day here at the Green Light
Studio
Pod.
J hat day.
Shoot,
so,
I don't have
yeah.
my hat.
We're seeing. Well, I don't know. I want to speak for Macon, but I feel like we're seeing the board. I'm seeing the board this weekend. I feel good. The good vibes are in the air.
College or NFL?
More so the NFL. But when I'm reading the information that Cowboy Reed input into this document, I feel like I'm seeing the college board too, and I'm trying my very best not to bet college games.
Oh.
Because nobody likes to chase on Sunday. What the fuck do I know about these kids, Steve? I haven't seen half of these teams play.
All right. So you think you know that much more about the NFL?
Yes, I do. I've seen those grown men play.
So are in the NFL, are you betting numbers or players?
I'm betting numbers in the NFL.
Okay.
I'm betting numbers. I'm seeing Guys, I want to put this out into the atmosphere. I know we're going to be making our picks in a little bit, but Andy Dalton may be starting for the Saints this weekend.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I don't have it on good authority, but I just feel like it's the right thing.
Multiple broken backs for James Winston.
Got a broken back from a guy that we weren't even positive was the guy, right? Like, you know, we picked him for comeback player of the year. We thought he played better. But the transverse, what are we calling that? A transverse fracture?
Oh, I was going to go with transitive property.
Yeah, the transverse fracture. A long flight to London, that's got to be like worst plane ride. You're going through turbulence. You got to, what about it?
Monday show, worst plane ride.
Yeah, maybe it's Jameis. Could be Jameis either way. Let's just give it out to Jameis, because if they lose, that plane ride's going to suck. If they win, that plane ride's going to suck, because that'll mean Andy Dalton.
The Red Rockets team.
So I might take New Orleans. We'll see. I could be playing a head game with you guys. I need to, because it's bad. Profitable this year, but just not on this show. Okay, so where are we starting in college football, Steve? What are you most excited about? We've got a bunch of, like, this slate it's on fire compared to last week.
I'm biased. My most interesting game is late Friday night at the Rose Bowl. It's Washington. It's UCLA. A lot going on here. Michael Penix Jr., transfer from Indiana, leading the country in yards passing per game. I know we thought maybe it would be somewhere in Virginia, but Virginia's offense has struggled. But you know what? It's a long season. Plenty of games to play.
Wow.
So I look at Washington, first true road game, leaving Husky Stadium, going down to fight Chip and the Bruins. And this game, Washington, here's the key. They don't play Utah or USC. There's no more divisions in the Pac-12. So if Washington wins this game against undefeated UCLA, I think you could pencil them in to the Pac-12 title game, which not a lot of people had to start the season.
So how do you like their chances if they get there? Everybody's healthy. Just hop in the press fast forward on the season. How do you like their chances against one of those teams?
Oh, I like it. I think they match up well. I think the Boers top 5 play caller in the sport, and you see that with the quick change that they have going to Washington. There wasn't, Washington won, I think, 4 games last year, and then you watch them this year, the way they spread you out, their offensive line is phenomenal. I think he's only been sacked once, but the passing guard, they get the ball in the right situations, and they have had the benefit of playing every game at home, and they have had the benefit of Michigan State coming to them with an 11 ranking when they came, and now Michigan State has looked awful since then. They gave it to them in Seattle, and I think Washington has the goods, man. I really do, but this is when you find out about your team. You go on the road, in conference. Now let's really see what we have. We're going to face adversity. You know that's going to happen. UCLA is going to score points and give Washington's defense a test, but can Penix Jr. overcome that? I think it's a high-scoring game. I think UCLA can pull it out, but I'm worried about their D-line and the lack of depth they have, so I'll take the Huskies.
Listen, Steve, I don't want to insert Penix into the playoffs here early in the season, but if Penix makes it to the Pac-12 title game and they get a win, can you remember a team that had 3-4 wins and made a deep run in college football the very next year? I don't know. Like, I'm asking you. There's no rhetorical answer here.
No, like everybody points to Joe Burrow at LSU, but they still went to they went to the Fiesta Bowl the year prior and beat UCF. So when you think about it, no, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. I mean, just look at the likes of teams that have won that since it's been a playoff. It's Ohio State, it's Clemson, it's Alabama, it's Georgia, it's LSU. So, no, I cannot remember that off the top of my head. Do you have the answer?
I don't have a team, Steve. It's not a rhetorical question. I don't know.
Do you know who the leading rusher for the Huskies is?
No.
Wayne Talapapa.
Oh, yep. God, yeah, he's the kid from Virginia. God damn it.
Welcome to the new era of college football.
I mean, you probably will see more teams like this, going from 4 wins to 8, 9, 10 wins in the future.
Yeah, that's true. We've got offensive linemen all over the place who are going to be on All-American teams.
And they're all good.
Yeah.
They're all good.
Yep.
So that's going to be an exciting ball game. I want to ask you about 2 ball games kind of in one question here, Steve.
Okay.
And I think I know the answer, but who would a win be bigger for, NC State or Kentucky?
Ooh.
As a program.
Very good question.
Thank you. I'm full of them.
Oh, man. I think because of the massiveness of it and being game day and a night game, I think it's NC State. But I think Kentucky has a better chance to win. And when I look at NC State, I went back and watched the game from last year. They beat Clemson in overtime, obviously. Last year was the year to get Clemson. We talked about this previously. But Devin Leary had 14 completions to one receiver in that game last year. 14 to one guy. This year, NC State's leading receiver for the season has 15 catches. Yeah. So, to me, with NC State is, they go on the road, get a win against ECU, not pretty. In control against Texas Tech in their next toughest game, take care of business, cover, defense plays well. Now, we just haven't seen the offense click with Leary. And, it goes back to Doran at the draft saying he's got the best quarterback in college football. Haven't seen it. I know he lost a lot of guys, but they need to be, more crisp offensively. And that defensive line, I know that Sam Hartman torched Clemson last week. I think it's a whole different animal. Saturday night at Clemson, crowd behind you. I think it's a really, really tough task for NC State.
So they're going to get those corners in Clemson. I mean, that was the one game I was really cued in on last week. Between Aaron Judge pop-ins, I got to watch that poor fucking kid from Clemson just get the mesh and a go route over and over and over again. Are those players bad, or is this something that's going to pop up over and over again for Clemson?
See, I don't think NC State could test them like Wake did.
Okay.
And I will give them credit, Chris. Like defense, I know this is coached. When you're beat deep in college football, what do?
Yeah, you got to tackle the guy. I mean,
tackle the guy.
I'll get caught sometimes. Twice. I'll get caught sometimes like, oh shit, and then I'm like, oh, 15 yards. This is beautiful. I mean, the NFL has me scarred. So yeah, I mean, I'm with you.
I was blown away with Sam Hartman last week. Like I just the hits he takes and to be able to be that accurate on deep balls. Now he a lot of times has the bigger receiver, and hey, credit to them. That's part of their deal.
Yep.
But the at 20 and 29, 6 touchdowns against Clemson, like that is big boy stuff. So I was more impressed. I know Uiagalelei, threw the ball well and looked impressive in his best game of the year by far. But I was more impressed with what Sam Hartman did, knowing what he has to work with against that Clemson defense.
So I think I want to say this. I mean, if people think of that mesh thing as a gimmick, it's one of the coolest gimmicks that you probably can use universally. Like, you can take that gimmick elsewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, somebody can do that mesh deal somewhere else and be really dangerous, in a bigger program. I don't know if Clausen ever moves on, but like that, Paul Johnson runs like the fucking option or something. You're like, all right.
I'd like to see it against like an Aaron Donald. Yeah, that thing is so slow.
But they did a good job protecting for most of the game.
Awesome.
And so,
Awesome.
And I was going to ask you this, Steve, how high do you think Hartman can go on a draft board in April?
I just look at okay, so I think we talked about this. I know I have other places, but like the whole idea of the ACC this year was about the quarterbacks, right? So much quarterback talent. And when I looked at Clemson with DJ, it was like, I think I would take like 7 guys over him.
Yeah.
And that's probably not the case. I wasn't that high on Tyler Van Dyke either at Miami because I didn't think he had the goods of guys around him, and you see that. They don't have any guys that could separate that whole thing. So I look at him. Leary hasn't played up to par. But when you look at Hartman, like, he makes all the throws. Like, those cross-field deep outs, he can make those. He throws a great deep ball. He obviously could throw the short game. I think his stock's rising, man. I really do. Now, I heard McShay say yesterday he has 3 guys in the first round with C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, and Will Levis. I don't know if I guess Bryce is going to go in the first round, but I really, really wonder about his stature. I
got one for you.
I don't think he's going to be. I'll be surprised if he measures at 5'10", but he's not tipping over 190 on the scales. Like, that's saying a lot. Like Kyler Murray's got some girth to him. Russell Wilson's a well-built dude.
Yep.
Bryce is really slight to me.
Yeah, he's slight. That's my worry. Yeah, it's like you can be short in today's NFL. Like, you can open windows and find the windows and that sort of thing. Although I still I worry about that stuff.
Yeah.
But you got to be able to take a beating, especially if you're drafted by a bad team. Hey, Sam Hartman or Stetson Bennett?
Oh, who's hotter?
Yeah.
Sam Hartman. Yeah. Yeah.
Guy's got a beard, huh?
Yeah.
Good hairline. His hairline's down here, bro.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
No.
Don't want him around my family. Hey, what were you going to say?
Penix, Hartman, Levis. Who are you taking to start your NFL team?
Oof.
I'm taking Hartman personally.
Yeah, I think I would take Sam.
That's not recency bias or anything. It's not that I was on the couch sweating Clemson last week. That guy made quite the impression. He does every year. Like, one game a year, you're watching Wake, and you're like, fuck, dude. Why are they not even better? It's great. So, I mean, I would contend that for Kentucky, it feels like, as an outsider. Like, NC State, I grew up and NC State was real good. Yeah. Like, NC State's always been relevant in the ACC. It feels like...
and then they fuck it up.
When they fuck it up, they're like... They got the Clemsoning was a verb now, probably NC Stating.
Yeah, I don't think they've been good enough to
actually NC State, but to
be a participle.
Reese Davis calls it wolf packing.
Wolf packing, which works even better. But Kentucky, man, it just feels like, I don't know, they've been 5-0 before, but they go down here and beat a ranked team that they're catching a touchdown down there. I feel like the buzz in what is it, Lexington? It's a fucking it's real right now. It feels like we're joining the SEC for real before our very eyes, dude. They've had good pros for years. They've won a lot of football games, but this feels like a big win for them if they can pull it out.
I look at how Mark Stoops has built this is that underdog mentality, and he still could pull that off this week going on the road. 7-point underdog. Everybody talking about Ole Miss, all the transfers they got, what they've looked like. And not playing anybody. I give Tulsa credit for covering against Ole Miss last week, but Ole Miss, they have not been tested, and Kentucky has went to the swamp got an ugly win, but they got the win. And the offensive line, they got 3 guys from that O-line last year that are on NFL rosters. That's been their struggle. But Levis has made enough plays. I really like the receivers and tight ends. And Mark Stoops is going to have a defense, coming in to stop that Ole Miss run game. And I'm not sure about the Ole Miss pass game because when you think about Ole Miss, wide receivers, DK Metcalf, A.J. Brown, like all those guys, they don't have those guys this year. So I think Kentucky has the goods to play a tight game. I think it's lower scoring than your typical Ole Miss game. I do like Kentucky to cover the number.
Ole Miss has won 12 straight at home. Can you paint us a picture of the Grove? Does a noon kick hamper the people at the Grove, or are they up at 6 a.m. and doing their business?
Lane is very pointed with his comments, and he talked about that this week. 11 a.m. kick in the Grove. Like, hey, we're an SEC school. Can we come out and support our team? And I think it'll be a late arriving crowd at the Grove.
Is that kind of like Charlottesville a little bit?
Well, except that
it's a little bigger.
They enter the stadium.
Right, got it.
They're there. They're just tailgating until.
And I know some local listeners might be like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Well, just go to the game."
Yeah.
And people will stop saying you don't go to the games.
The Grove is grass, and there's a lot more pavement at Virginia. I'll say that. Like the grass, I think it's more enticing.
Yeah, we call ours the concrete jungle. You're the Grove, we're the concrete jungle.
Professional deal. Like, that's how the girls, can get all dressed up and the guys can wear their nice shirts because they just have people come in and they set up the tailgate. Like, you don't do anything. You just pour your drinks and eat your food. It's unbelievable how convenient it is to tailgate in the Grove, which makes it more enticing to maybe stay there and not have to walk a couple hundred yards into the stadium.
Well, I can't wait to go with you one day, Steve, to the Grove.
You get one of them jets and we'll go.
Get one of them jets. All right, so Bama, Arkansas, big line here. The thing I wanted to ask you is like the Hogs D-line. They got the old Bama kid, Drew Sanders, who's leading the nation in sacks. The Hogs love sacks, and the Hogs are matching up against the Bama O-line that's had some penalties.
Not been great. And I look at this as not a trend, but it's something I got my eye on when I think about Alabama going on the road. It hasn't been that impressive. You go back to the Iron Bowl, late drive to win that game. Not impressive. What was the other one? Against they blew out Mississippi State. They lose at A&M last year. So now you go on the road against Texas, win a close game. 17.5 with a team of Arkansas who had brutal loss last week. And I'm sure you guys saw, if it wasn't an NFL stadium, that field goal for Arkansas goes over the upright and it goes in. But they're playing in Jerry World. Jerry gets all the money and gets a tough loss for his Razorbacks. But anyway.
That's tough, dude. Wow. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, the uprights go up higher in the NFL stadiums. You know that. Double doink.
No, I know, but it's incredible that Jerry, he's sitting up there he's high on Cooper Rush thinking about his Hogs. And his Hogs are catching an L because of his fucking uprights, dude. Yeah. That stadium sucks, by the way. Just want to say that anytime it's brought up.
I think it's a little overrated. I'm with you there. But going back to Arkansas, I think they have everything you want. After a heartbreaking loss like that to a rival, to be able to come home, knowing you got an awesome home crowd, and knowing Alabama's coming in. Like, this game you've had circled all year when they're coming in. Your defense gets after the quarterback. Alabama's O-line hasn't been great. And when I look at Alabama, going back and watching this tape last year of this game, Jameson Williams had 8 catches for 190 yards and 3 touchdowns. It was big play after big play. He's not playing there anymore. And Alabama has not had that big play at wide receiver. So Arkansas's weakness is the secondary. I do think they'll play a lot better knowing they don't have that guy that could beat them over the top every single snap. So I like Arkansas to keep this game closer than 17.5 for sure.
And you like Baylor, I hear.
I do, and that is because of the resumes. You look at Oklahoma State, it's Central Michigan, it's Arizona State, it's Arkansas, Pine Bluff, all at home. And when you look at Baylor, on the road in Provo, brutal place to play, losing overtime. Then you go on the road to Ames, another tough place to play last week, get a win. And I just look at, they are more battle-tested. You know this, Chris. You don't know what you have until you go on the road in a conference game and see what your guys are going to do when they handle adversity. Baylor has done that. They faced it a lot more than Oklahoma State has, and I just don't like that being this circumstance where Oklahoma State is going to face adversity for the first time on the road, new defensive coordinator, and changing their offense back to a slinging style where Spencer Sanders has been awesome. But I just look at the competition they played against. They've done whatever they wanted, and the defense hasn't been nearly as good as it was last year. So that's why I like Baylor to win a close game.
Doesn't it feel like a lifetime ago that Oklahoma State blew that big lead and failed to cover the first week of the season? I don't know who that was.
Central Michigan.
Michigan.
Thursday night.
My goodness. This guy.
Fire up chips.
Yeah, this guy Spencer Sanders.
Yeah.
This is a nugget from Cowboy. He's thrown 9 picks of his 20 picks to Baylor players, and 4 of them, I think, in the Big 12 championship last game, which was low scoring. So what gives? Do you think the total at 56 we can hammer that under, or where do you sit on that one?
I think the Tease God would take the under in Baylor.
The Tease God might.
Yeah.
But the Tease God might be on the other side. I might. Is it zig or zag? I always say zag, but a lot of people are like, I'd like to zig. I'm like, y'all are fucking this thing up.
Oh.
Yeah,
No, zigging
You're already zigging. You got to zag to get out of the zig.
Oh, so you think the zig is Oklahoma State? Because I'm trying to zag with Oklahoma State.
Okay.
I might. The Tease God might zag.
Baylor is favored by 1.5.
I know. So just
zag.
Catch like 7.5 points. Fucking get that total. What do we go up to 62.5?
Did you take a lot of math classes at Charlottesville?
Yeah, I did. I'm pretty good at fast math. Ask me like a triple digit. One of my things. Things I have measurements. I'm really good at measurements.
110 plus 232.
Oh, that's easy.
Okay.
Yeah, 342.
Nice.
But the problem is, like, I can do multiplication. You can give me like 3 digits and
342
digits
times 3.
342 times 3?
Yeah.
That's easy. That's 1,026, I think, off the top of my head.
I'll just say you're right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, you got the 300 times 3, that's 900.
Yeah.
Then you got the 40 times 3, that's 120.
Yeah.
That gets you to 1,020. Yeah. And then you got the 2 times the 3, that's 6, 1,026. He got it right.
That's what I call chart. That's like a cupcake early in my schedule. So if you guys want to get back to me with an Alabama at some point, let me know. But
9 times 8.
9 times. God, don't do that. I can't do single digit. 9 times 8. 9 times 8 is 72.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I work backwards on that.
Okay.
You
want to tell the people how? Or?
Yeah, I do. I go 10 times 8 is 80, and then I subtract 1/8.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You missed the day in school where they gave you the trick.
Yeah, well, school sucks.
There's
I know we do a lot of
minds.
academic, work at the foundation, but on this podcast, I'll tell you, like, I was a brilliant math mind and couldn't make the grade. That's school's problem, not mine.
I still have nightmares. I'll wake up in the middle of the night not having, like, you're in the nightmare and you're showing up at class and you're like, oh my God, I forgot to study for this. Like, I still have those. It's awful.
So, like,
awful.
I could do 317 times 12, but I don't want to slow the podcast down, okay?
I could do that too.
Okay, well, let's just keep going.
Okay,
Well, yeah. All right. Do some fast math. Okay. Okay. Michigan, Iowa.
Ooh.
Kinnick Stadium. Does it get another?
I'll tell you what, it's been pretty legit, man. Like, it is. I think it's. Flink and I were talking. It's 1 in 5 last top 5 teams that have gone there. 3 of those are unranked Iowa teams that have won the game outright, I believe. It's just, and then Harbaugh, we did it on the show the other night. 85, he went there as a player, lost to Chuck Long, who won the Heisman. 12-10, I think, or 14-12.
Uncle Chuck.
2016, Harbaugh goes there, 9-0 Michigan team, lose on a last field goal. I believe that was 14-12.
Maybe 14-13.
14-13, 4 field goals and a safety for Iowa.
You got it.
In that game. So it is a house of horrors for opposing teams, obviously. And when I look at Michigan, I want no business to give it 11 points. I understand Iowa's number 1 in scoring defense and last in scoring offense. I did the numbers. Their offense is outscoring their defense this year. This is Iowa, their team. Offense, 30 points. Defense, 16 points. They haven't even doubled their defensive touchdowns in scoring. So Michigan.
CJ Beathard won that 2016 game throwing 8 of 19.
Bro, he was like legitimately more. He was more productive in Kyle Shanahan's offense, and all they did was run the ball.
Yeah.
Like I like, and CJ Beathard is a king, in my book. I love CJ Beathard.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, I don't know how to bet this. It's just bet the under.
And Michigan has the easiest schedule so far this year. First game outside the big house, and you got a true sophomore quarterback in JJ McCarthy. This is a true test. So will Michigan be able to run the ball? Their backup running back's out. Their best tight end is out. That's a factor. And Campbell, the linebacker for Iowa, 31. Watch him. He's a complete animal. And I think Iowa makes it as ugly as we think it's going to be, and I think they stay inside the number. I want no business of giving Michigan double digits in this circumstance.
7 of Michigan's last 8 road games have gone over. So we're at Kinnick, all right? We're playing Iowa.
What is it, 42?
42.
Yep. Okay.
But just be careful.
I'm probably not going to bet it. That's not a game I want to watch out of all these great games. Like, I don't want to fixate on this game.
23-13. You're sweating.
Just sweat fest. This is one big play can ruin your whole day. Is Jim taking in any kids?
Jim Harbaugh.
You know how he said he was going to take in kids?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just wondering. Week 4, I'm wondering. That's all. At Kinnick, they have the big everybody waves, which is an awesome thing. Like maybe all the kids that Harbaugh's taking care of, put them all in a luxury box to go away with the kids. How's life with Jim Harbaugh, staunch pro-life advocate? How would that
Empty booth. Hard cut.
Hard cut.
Nobody's in the booth.
Nobody wants their kid to go with Jim Harbaugh. He said it, not me. You can get mad at me if you're listening, but Jim said it. Okay. Texas Tech, K-State. I think Texas Tech is fun, man. I like this team. I enjoy this team. And it looks like K-State's fun, too. So what gives here? K-State laying 8 at home in the Little Apple.
Both teams off monster wins. Texas Tech beats Big Brother Texas last week, and Kansas State goes to Norman and just gives it to them, that Oklahoma Venerables defense. So it is a couple programs that are obviously taking that next step. McGuire, Texas guy, high school, Rule hired him at Baylor. He knows the state better than anybody. He's actually killing it in recruiting also. But Manhattan's a whole different animal. Like they play their style. There's a great article I read about how Kansas State subbed on defense to slow that tempo of Oklahoma, which was really interesting. Like it's a total contrast of style. Texas Tech wants to wing it around. I do think Texas Tech's defense is better than people think. I think they keep it close enough in the number. I think everybody's going to take Kansas State too, so I'll take the 8.
Nice. That's what she said. Hey, let's talk about the NFL.
Yeah.
Nothing there? That was so smooth. All right. Texans, man, do they get their first win this week, guys?
They beat them last year, didn't they?
That sounds right.
I can't remember that far back.
In Houston, too. And they got to go back.
Listen.
No Bosa, no Slater.
I feel like that could be the big upset watch this week. I mean, it's a little chalky, but I have it written down here. I wanted to ask you guys if you think they get their first win. But what matchups, let's flip the script here. What matchups are you most excited about this weekend before we give out our picks?
Lane, Josh Allen.
Ooh, I got Lane there. I mean, I don't know that any rusher concerns me playing Lane.
Wow.
Bro, I've seen him block the best of the best. Okay. So it doesn't concern me. I'm going to go Chris Jones against the entire middle of that defense. Just punch a fucking hole in that thing and lay on Tom Brady, breathe in his face like Khalil Mack did on Thursday night. We don't know where that game's going to be. Do we know it's in?
No.
It's in Tampa. Okay.
Or Minneapolis.
Could be Minneapolis.
Kingston says it's in Tampa. Yeah. Broke 4 minutes ago.
Oh, officially.
Look at us.
Nice. Good.
So, that's my matchup. There's a bunch of them this week, though.
I'll go on the outside. I'll give you 3. Little 3-pack for
Nice.
you. Devontae Adams, Patrick Surtain.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the week his dad, Patrick Surtain, said, nah, it's no longer Surtain, it's Surtain.
Yeah.
It's been Surtain ever since.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Okay.
That's a good one.
Daddy calls him Surtain, I'll call him Surtain.
Ooh.
All right, so that's one.
Go ahead.
Justin Jefferson, Marshawn
There it
Lattimore.
is. There it is.
in
And he's
London.
been slumping.
And we'll add a third just because of some talk this week, Decaf and Jeff Okuda. Because Decaf said, yeah, Okuda, y'all are crowning him. He's got safety help over the top every single play.
I'm really rooting for Jeff Okuda.
Them's fighting words.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Hey, Eli Apple and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, yikes.
I mean, that's not great for your guy Eli Apple. But Cincy, and we talked about it in Thursday Night Time Machine, I think Cincy is going to, I mean, they're going to play, at the very least, inspired football in the back end. I mean, I don't know if they can match up, but you heard Bates was like, hey, you talk about one of us, you talk about all of us. Now, I don't know if that does anything on the field, but that's going to be an interesting matchup. Yeah, there's a ton of them this week, man. How about Bill Belichick against the Packers, man? Like, that's going to be a fun one. Just seeing how he schemes them up. And we didn't even mention this, Josh Allen and the other Josh Allen against Lamar Jackson. So
Yeah.
this is a fun week, top to bottom. And maybe Andy Dalton against Kirk Cousins.
Ooh.
For old time's sake. All right, let's give out our picks, shall we?
Yep.
Okay.
Where are we on?
I'm the loser.
Where are
I'm
the standings?
I got 2 wins
I'm
in
on
the year.
fire.
You are, Steve. 7 total wins for Steve, 6 to Macon, 3 to Chris.
Yep, it hasn't been good.
Hey, White Steve, I was told that I was 3-0 last week, and I had a self call. I said, nah, fellas, I was actually 2-1. It was the most honorable thing I've done today.
Maybe ever.
Nah, packed with integrity. But you're doing great,
I was
Steve.
nearly adamant that it was 3-0. Macon said no about 4 or 5 times.
Thank you, Cowboy.
Well, and I got to say this, man. The fucking Jags Chargers under was the right side. God damn it.
38
I mean, no offense to God, but that was the right side. The Jags, man, a 38 pack on the Chargers. Joey Bosa goes out with a fucking groin. I can't catch a break on Thursday.
Are you going to get right with little Jags plus 6.5, dog?
Well, I'm the first
Yeah,
up,
dog.
right? Because I'm the train wreck here. And I'm going to bet the Bengals.
Okay.
Yeah. Fuck, dude.
I've written it down.
You've written it down.
I've
Okay.
written it down.
Okay.
So the good people will know right now whether you're at still 2 wins or now 3.
Yeah, they'll know.
Okay. I like the pick. Steve.
Well, you're in second place. Why don't you go? I'll just go from bottom to top.
Okay. All right. Okay. The Tennessee Titans plus 3.5.
That's a great fucking pick, dude.
Mike Vrabel as an underdog, 20-15 straight up as a dog. Give me the Titans in Indy plus 3.5.
Their pass rush, man. I mean, they both have really good pass rushes.
Man, if Harold Landry were out there,
Yeah, it's a slam dunk.
different
But he's not.
thing. Jeffrey Simmons will be out there.
Third down, they're gonna make it hard on Matty Ice.
Matty Ice, did you see him in the locker room post game?
Nah,
That dude is all in. It was very, not corny.
no, he's
Very
good.
earnest.
He's a guy, man. He's a guy's guy, dude. He's not. Yeah, he's not a
I
faker.
liked it.
Yeah.
He was rallying the troops and saying the next one's going to be difficult too. But I believed in Matty Ice.
Let's go, Steve.
All right, top dog.
Steelers
God damn it.
minus 3.5. What do we got?
The Jets. Well, whatever it is, I
I
hope,
last saw 3.5.
I hope it goes
We're gonna make you
poorly
earn it.
for you.
Do you know the last time the Steelers lost 2 straight home games to start the season?
No.
2000.
Last year, but that's fine. That's okay. That's okay because the year before that it was 2013.
Yeah.
Extra rest, that defense. I know Watt's still out. I still love that secondary against the Jets.
Hey,
I'll take the Steelers.
Steve, teams on at least 10 days rest at home coming off a loss versus a divisional opponent are 23-43-1 against the spread, including 12-30 against the spread as a favorite. Steve.
I'll go
Nugget.
the Bears. against your G-men. They're catching a field goal and a half, so they're catching 3.5 points. That's important.
3.
I bet you did. Wait, is it 3?
3.5. This hook is important.
3.5.
Okay.
It's a big hook, and I would buy. I'm not giving out the buy, but I'm buying to 4.
They can run the ball. It doesn't matter who's back there.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't Herbert, fucking Montgomery.
Flea Market, Montgomery. Giants, short rest. Okay.
Yeah, give me the fucking Bears, man.
I see 3.5 everywhere.
We're already past it.
That's a good pick now.
Thank you. I
now
appreciate
I think
it.
that's
Thank
a good
you.
pick.
It's good to know.
Okay. Buffalo Bills. I'll buy the dip. 3-point favorites on the road in Baltimore.
Guys, I think we're sighted in today, dude.
Yeah. Ravens are 1-6 against the spread after playing the Patriots in the regular season under John Harbaugh.
Jimmy Christmas.
This is one that I just want to happen. Give me the over in Jacksonville, Philly. Over Jacksonville, Philly.
What's the number?
6.
I like that. It's going to be pissing out there.
Ooh.
It's fine.
Yeah. I mean,
the offense knows where they're going. The defense is not.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Plus, like, rain historically not a factor as much as wind. Even though wind was hugely disappointing last week. Wind, I can't even say this on the hot seat because there's a pardon my take thing.
Right.
Wind is on the hot seat for me, dude.
Got it.
I mean, fucking, I bet the under in the Bears and whoever the fuck they played last week, the Texans. Can't catch a break. All right, so it's me. I'm going to put my nuts on the table. I know it might not be a good matchup for the Chiefs on Sunday night. I know it might not be a good matchup for the Bucs either because I think that defense is a tough matchup for them. But I think it's a Patrick Mahomes revenge game. You think Patrick Mahomes forgot about that fucking Super Bowl, bro?
In that stadium.
He's been waiting to see Tom Brady again. He's been waiting. So I cannot wait to see this game, and I'll take the Chiefs and pick them. A hurricane's been fucking up the whole routine for the Bucs.
It's a good point. We talked about it, and I'll take it. Houston Texans plus 5 points against the LA Chargers.
Damn right. It's a good pick. Davis Mills, we trust.
All right. Last stand. This line makes no sense. Give me the Commanders plus 3.
It makes no sense.
That's right. That's the right pick.
No sense.
Yep. It's like the Colts last week.
Is it the stinkiest line of the week?
Yep.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're dealing with Cooper Rush, but Carson can't get the ball out of his hands.
Ooh, I'm also flirting with Pats Packers under 40. I really like that. And I like the Pats. I mean, I don't think many people are going to be on the Pats. So if you're sitting there at home, think about the Pats and think about the under there too. Okay, so we've given out matchups, we've been giving out our winners. Who could forget about the awards? Not us 2 weeks in a row. Give me the Timmy Chang first, because we talk tight ends first every week.
Timmy Chang Award goes to head coach of the New Mexico State Aggies, Jerry Kill, for taking it to the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors last week and getting a much-needed win for the people in Las Cruces.
He's got connections down there. He's trying to go to. He needs some gear, or he's going to a game.
Good for Jerry.
He's got a trip to Las Cruces on the.
Jerry lost me for a minute there when he was a special assistant in Blacksburg for about 3 games before jumping on that ship right in time.
Boy, that ship's sinking, huh?
Yeah. Fast. Good for Jerry, though. I didn't know Jerry was the big whistle again. That's awesome.
Yep. Yeah.
I met Brent Pry at a NASCAR race, and I was like, this is going to work. I was like, I'm kind of shitting myself here. The guy, he's just hanging out at the NASCAR race. He's a natural. He was charismatic. I liked him. Shook his hand. But it's not working there. So,
Coughlin Award watch list.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes. New name to the list.
Wow.
Brevin Span Ford, tight end, Minnesota Golden Gophers, 6'7", 270. Would absolutely be a nightmare for Chris Long.
Yeah,
Long
he
arms,
would, dude. His arms.
Plays great leverage, and he can catch the rock, but he does an unbelievable job of just setting the edge. When they run that tight zone, he gets movement, and Ibrahim the running back is just a beast, man. That kid, what he's been through, Achilles last year, watching the tape last night of them against Michigan State, it was men against boys, and it started with Brevin Spanford, tight end, Golden Gophers. Also had 3 for 40 last week.
So I can remember playing Spaeth and those guys. I mean, it wasn't just Spaeth; it was like the holding king. He always got his hands underneath. He got the under punch and just had the vice grip, so like you could never let go. He wasn't the only one. There's a couple Minnesota tight ends that have been in the league. They churn them out. These big jokers, these big ice fishing motherfuckers.
He's not a Minnesota guy, but I just also think about the head coach of the Detroit Lions. Can you imagine him with his clamps on you?
Honestly, I got to say this. I would feel good in a matchup against Dan Campbell. I think Dan Campbell is more grit than athleticism, and I can match up with grit, but not athleticism.
Even those long-ass arms?
I'm not worried about it. His arms don't look that long on Hard Knocks. It looks like he's more of a wide shoulder guy.
Well, he hurt his wrist. We
might need to look at his arm length. And he's our guy. Listen, we love Dan Campbell. Send him from Copenhagen. But
Brevin's been academic all Big Ten 3 years running, going for 4.
I could definitely throw a smart guy around.
Hey, Jelani Woods. How
about Jelani Woods?
2 tutties. Told you, get him involved. He's an athlete. Football player.
He looks good out there.
Looks great.
Got him out of that number.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
For Mr. Long.
Yes.
Jason Kelce.
Yes.
Hall of Famer?
Yes. He's a Hall of Famer. So. He is a Hall of Famer. Jason Kelce's a Hall of Famer, and I haven't tracked. I mean, I think he's been All-Pro 4 or 5 times. I mean, so like
All-Pro 4. I know we don't care. 5 Pro Bowls.
Yep. But I mean, I look at the All-Pro. The Pro Bowls check the box. The Super Bowls. I mean, like, and his fame. It is the Hall of Fame. That's how some guys have gotten in the Hall of Fame.
Game streak.
Like Deion Sanders talked about it. Like, there's guys getting in the Hall of Fame that people take issue with now. I doubt anybody would have an issue, and game streak is a great point. Like, I doubt anybody would have an issue with the guy that's synonymous with our Super Bowl run that was historic for that city, an early franchise in the NFL, one of the biggest markets, heart and soul kind of guy, and a great player to back up. The very rare, his popularity is confirmed by his play on the field.
And his teammates and opponents. That's what I think.
Yeah, no question. Hall of Famer to me.
Well, diving in on the Eagles so far this year, I know people want them to beat a good team, but still he does things that are just jump off the screen at me. Athleticism is – I saw he ran the fastest time at a 40. I was looking it up at the Combine. And he was a running back going into Cincinnati.
He's like one of those we talk about all the time. He's like Wembanyama. He's like Wembanyama at center. Like, he learned his skill set at a smaller stature and then became a big boy and had, like, the little guy athleticism.
What happened the day after the parade?
That's a good question. Parade happens. Oh, I think in the morning we scooted. Me and Jason. Kelce, and I went on vacation with Kelce and his lovely wife and my lovely wife soon after that Super Bowl. I think we went down to the Cayman Islands, and it might have been right after that game. I mean, the hangover might have still been fresh. After the parade, Meg and myself got in the back of a cop car and got a ride home, which was a first for me. And in a good way, to be in a cop car in a good way.
Exactly.
And then I went to sleep because I was just too fucking tired, dude. I didn't even go out. People were at nightclubs and shit. I'm at home drinking Gatorade, having chunky soup, trying to get my sodium up. Yeah, I was too tired.
Got it. Too tired.
Yeah, too tired. 2 parades I didn't make it out after. I'm 0 for 2 getting to the club after the parade, dude. How's that? Like, you got all these, like, 5 and 4 against the spread in the last 9. I'm 0 for 2 nightclub the last 2 parades, bro. The Blues invited me. Somebody with the Blues invited me to come to their parade. I would have been like Brett Hull out there.
Yeah, you would have.
Fuck out of here, dude. No chance. I'll embarrass myself if I won the game. Okay, Stanford Steve, appreciate the time. Happy hunting this weekend, and we love you.
Love you, Steve.
That bonus pick, Wahoos.
Wahoo.
Game on the field at Duke.
+3, Saturday night.
I'm not.
Get your
popcorn ready.
Yeah, I was thinking of something that's not as good as popcorn.
Get your toast ready. No offense, mate. I'm a big toast guy. All right, take care.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you. Okay. Let's talk about it. The home run. Set the stage, mate.
My Toronto Blue Jays. Aaron Judge and the New York Yankees. Judge hits a dinger, number 61 on the season, to tie Roger Maris. And either fall on the side of caring or not caring. Our guy Michael Kay apparently does not care.
So Michael Kay, the lead for me with this home run is like, this is this great moment, right? He's tying the AL record. Is that, stop me when I'm wrong here.
AL, sure.
American League. Remember baseball?
I was thinking about where Bonds, McGuire, and Sosa were. Yeah,
they're all
AL.
NL. So it's Roger Marison's the Yankee record too, right? So, he hits a dinger last night in Toronto. And I get to watch it without sound, and I'm like, oh, good for him. I get to hear it with sound, an hour later, and you know how I don't like plot sharing in movies? Like Michael Kay goes straight like Wikipedia biography on Aaron Judge. He's like, hey, he drills it. This might be it. It is it. He's like, Aaron Judge has tied Roger Maris. He's been trying to tie him for a long time, and currently they are tied at 61 home runs. And I am in Toronto calling this game, and Aaron Judge went to fucking high school in Jupiter, Florida, or wherever the fuck. Like, it was a dissertation on the moment that everybody... Dude, I'm watching a baseball game in Toronto, or I'm seeing it on social. I know what's going on. And I know there was a callback. I didn't know coming in this morning, but somebody got me right on it. There was a callback at the beginning of that call to the old Roger Maris call.
Which is cool, but that was a 3 words long.
Bro, go back and look. I went back and looked at the Barry Bonds. When Barry Bonds hit, what was it? When he tied
70?
It was 70.
Yep.
Or when he tied at 70. He hit that ball. It was in Houston. He hit it a mile. It was like 480 feet to right center, which was cool as shit. I was like, man, I didn't realize how jacked Barry Bonds was and how old TV looked in 2000. But like, go watch the YouTube. And Barry just hits this fucking monster dinger, and everybody knows it's out. The announcer knows it's out, and he gives it air between from the moment Barry Bonds rounds first to when he's almost at third. You don't hear anything. And the call was,
I don't
wrote
even know
this
if
down.
that's enough time. The key is to let the moment breathe.
Joe Buck.
Joe Buck, brilliant at it.
People hate Joe Buck. Why do they hate Joe Buck? Would they rather have Michael Kay calling everything? The Minneapolis Miracle, he would have said how many receiving yards
Michael Kay's
Stephon
call
Diggs had in the game
is so bad that I feel bad for Michael Kay.
I do not feel bad for Michael Kay because he's far more successful than us. And he's awesome by all accounts, right? He's great. People love Michael Kay. I'm bowing to Michael Kay and his excellence, but I did not like the call. I didn't like the call. I can't act like I liked the call. The call for Barry Bonds was there it goes. I have pause. Mark McGuire is the co-owner of the home run throne.
Oh,
long pause.
Don't like that either.
Okay, but it's still though we have a long call. I'm with you though. Over the right center field bullpen of the Houston Astros, and now the Giants have come out to home plate where he is, and there he is. So like all that shit, there's so much air in between this guy's call. I thought it was too...
The best call of all time, in my opinion, is Vin Scully's call of Kirk Gibson's home run, where he's like, and there's a long fly ball, and he doesn't say anything for over a minute. Just let it play, because the crowd is amazing.
Let the limping tell the story. No,
and you know what? Here we are talking about Michael Kay.
That's right.
And we're not talking about the judge.
And on the Bonds call, I don't like invoking Mark McGuire either.
You're right. I don't like that at all.
Here you go. 3-2 count. Here's a pitch. Oh, fuck. And then the guy trots
Just
around,
say fuck.
hits home. We've got a new home run king.
Yeah. The guy last night that stole the show, though, was what's this guy's name? Frankie Lasagna. He's one of the guys. The guys last night that I felt really bad for. Well, the guy I felt bad for was there were two guys hanging over the railing in left field when Aaron Judge hit that liner. I was a lot like Mark McGwire. Like when he I guess he set the record or tied the record. It was like a low liner over left field fence. It was like it was barely time to admire it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
It was
his shortest home run of the season, actually.
Was it?
Yep.
So, last night, this was a solidly hit ball. It got out in a hurry. And these guys who everybody's there with a fucking glove in left field. There's a guy in a Bo Bichette jersey, and then there's a guy in another like Toronto teal jersey. And the guy in the teal jersey, coincidentally, his name is Tommy Frankie Lasagna. Is that real?
Yeah.
It was in the New York Post, which wrote about you, so it's reputable.
Yeah, you're right.
Who identified himself as Frankie Lasagna to the Associated Press.
Okay. So maybe not. But supposedly he's a restaurateur, fittingly.
Tour, I think.
Yeah,
tour.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Restaurateur.
Yeah.
You didn't say, okay.
He owns the restaurant in Goodfellas.
Yeah, he does. Well, fucking...
His arm would have needed 5 more feet to actually catch the ball. So this isn't like a...
No, I disagree.
Jeffrey Mayer...
No, I think this isn't great. I don't think this guy's ever going to get over this.
Well, that might be true.
Would you rather be Bartman or this guy?
Oh, this guy.
This guy, probably. But if I was Bartman, maybe Bartman's arms were long enough, and Michael Kay or whoever he was calling the game with just shit all over this guy. He was like, if he was 6'1", maybe you'd be $2 million richer, or whatever he said. But like, that's the difference. Like, I've heard this ball's worth $250. I've heard it's worth $2 million. Look at this, man.
But look, it hits the R.
He can make this catch.
No, it hits the R in sportsbook. So arms outstretched, and it doesn't hit until the R.
It hits his glove, dude.
Does it really?
It goes off his glove, man. It goes off his glove, I believe.
I don't see it that way.
I think he got a glove on it.
The real error is not having an extension. He should have like an extendable arm or a net.
No, he should have it. He should have left his feet. Okay,
Zach Campbell would have had a what's something on a stick with a what's something on a stick with a bucket at the end of it. He should have had a bucket stick.
Well, yeah, but he would have had to, like, think about knowing you're going to be the guy to get the ball. Like, you bring a glove, you don't go much beyond that, right? You don't bring some, like, special instrument in there. But this guy's got his glove, and I just want to say this. 2 things. First off, I blame Frankie Lasagna because he has his big first base mitt, and he's reaching out of his fucking, I know you can reach across and everything, but we're talking about a $250,000, $1 million, $2 million home run ball that's now driven the number up on 62 exponentially, right? Because Matt Bushman caught it, who I actually know the guy.
No way.
Yeah, he's super fucking cool. He's friends with Russillo. And you're going to say, well, that doesn't sound that cool. But he's friends with Russillo, and it's Sarah Walsh's husband.
Yep.
And he's one of the coaches, I guess, for the...
She was funny tweeting about it last
Yeah,
night.
because she's down there covering the hurricane, and she's like, you're not fucking calling to check on the house, like, before you give that ball back? But now it's in Matt Bushman's hands. It could have been in unidentified guy's hands, okay? But his arms are too short, and he didn't commit. And if he had committed, I have it at 17 feet. I have that fall at 17 feet looking at it. I think it's probably like one of those cushion spans is like 8 feet or whatever it is, and then there's another 9 feet below him.
I now do see it hitting a glove.
It hits a glove. If he committed to it, sure, you might fall over, you might injure yourself really bad, but you can pay for all the coverage. You might die. Okay, you could die. And I looked this up. 48 feet. The chances of death are 50%.
He says it hit my glove.
It hit his glove.
He says it hit his glove.
48 feet onto the ground, depending on the surface, it's a 50% survival rate, which was way higher than I thought. And I don't know how they're figuring this out.
Trial and error.
Just dropping people. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
But I'm putting it at like 20% from that height. 1 in 5 chance of dying. Go ahead.
He didn't need to.
Yeah.
It touched leather.
Yeah, just extend his...
This is what we call in the business a piss missile.
Yeah, it was
You just got to catch it.
Yeah, you got to catch it.
He just dropped the ball.
It hits his glove. Now, this is great awareness if his name is not Frankie Lasagna and the newspaper reporter comes up to him and it's like, my name's Frankie Lasagna.
Yeah.
I mean...
But Lasagna's not the guy who should be like really depressed right now. The guy who should be depressed is the guy who got the ball hit right to him and didn't extend his arm. Now, he might not... he should have caught it, but I really do think to catch it, he would have had to leave his feet. And that guy, if he left his feet, is probably going toppling down next to Matt Bushman. But Bushman would have caught him. You know, somebody would have caught. So if it's me, I'm going over the edge, man. That's life-changing money. I intentionally did not Google this. I didn't look up, like, are other people mad about the call? Because I didn't want it to, like, confirm my bias or affect it. I'm just shooting from the hip on this one. I just didn't think, I thought it was a little too much info. A little too much plot share.
Judge has spent 7 years in the majors and wears the number 99.
Yeah, like,
Turns around third base. He will head 90 feet to home, and the Yankees will have tied the game at 7.
That's what it was.
Next up, Jose Trevino or some shit. He will try to follow Aaron Judge, tying Roger Maris at 61 home runs. The Phillies are playing just south of us, and they lead 4-3 in the 6th as Judge touches home plate. Beautiful night in Toronto.
73 degrees with a dew point of...
Roger Maris's son will speak to the media after this game for some fucking reason. Stay tuned for that on the Yes Network.
Okay. Red light, green light. I know you guys got some good shit for us.
I got a red light for you guys.
Okay.
You know, I was thinking how these destructive hurricanes kind of like ruin people's names sometime. Like if your name was Katrina or Ian, your name is sort of ruined. So like,
or your house.
Yeah, right. But once a hurricane reaches destructive levels like Category 5, we should rename it something like a name that has already been ruined.
Yeah, like Hurricane Hitler, for sure. I'm green lighting that. Or you're red lighting, just ruining people like Ian's or Irma's name. Like poor Irma. There's 3 Irmas in the United States.
Exactly.
And they all...
So what else would you guys name a hurricane if it was like a Category 5?
Hurricane Favre.
If it's coming at the Mississippi coast.
For sure. I think the next hurricane goes to Favre. So
No doubt.
He's got to watch that shit just...
You would do
havoc.
Favre, right? Not Brett. It would be. It would have to be Favre, right?
Yeah, because I don't want other Bretts to be like,
Right.
damn, dude, all this is about me.
Can I tell you, while y'all think up your hilarious jokes, you want to hear who's next on the list for 2022? Sure you do. Julia. You know how many Julias there are out there?
There's some wonderful Julias.
Yeah,
in
there's
this
some
world.
great Julias.
Carl. Lisa. Martin. Nicole. Owen. Paula.
I know some of these.
And that was
people.
Carl with a K, I guess, right?
That's right. Richard. Sherry. Tobias.
Hurricane Dick.
It's going to be wet.
Virginie. Walter.
Yeah, I don't like naming unassuming people after hurricanes. I'll red light that.
I'll green light something real fast. Weathermen, weather people, right? Because they're either in front of a green screen, very safe location,
Yeah.
or they're on site at a hurricane, getting blown across the street, getting water all on their bodies and in their clothes. 2 very, different tasks of the job.
Yes.
That is true.
That's true.
I don't think not many other jobs have such a
Yeah, it could be
difference
one day
in-
you're in the AC with a bunch of meat, like a meat board,
Right.
and green.
The other day you're in the AC with
got
no
a
meat
suit
board.
on, and the other day you could get hit by a fucking sign.
Okay.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Here's an example akin to that. Chase Daniel.
One day he's chilling, the next day he's getting hit by Josh Allen and fucking Trayvon Walker. But
got
that
it.
never happened because Brandon Staley is a fucking winning machine, dude. He just has to win.
Herbert just needed to get a few more looks with the cartilage broken,
Yeah.
just to get more comfortable throwing with broken cartilage.
We're breaking up scar tissue. All right, so that's a good one, Reed. People with really variable jobs. Might have to come back to that. People with the most...
Fireman. 1 second you're chilling in the firehouse. Next second, flames everywhere. Real estate agent. We want the house.
Yeah.
Great. We don't want the house. Fuck.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know what
talk
that's
about
like.
highs and lows.
You know what that's like.
Yeah.
Green light. Former Denver Broncos players highlighting the how much fun it was to play for Josh McDaniels. Can I read you a thread?
Yeah, read that thread because I read like one of it sounded juicy from Tyler Polumbus.
Yeah, so this is from Tyler Polumbus. He says, in honor of Raiders Week, I present a thread about my favorite Hurricane Josh McDaniels stories. One, after trading away the young nucleus of our offense, including Jay Cutler, Josh said to the entire team, fellas, don't worry about the QB situation. I can turn a high school QB into an all-pro. Two, after completing training camp,
Did you just call Tom Brady a high school QB? Go ahead.
After completing training camp with fully padded two-a-days as often as was legally possible, he upped up a special reward after practice. It was an ice cream truck with a T-shirt that said Iron Man. Our reward was ice cream. Thanks for the creamsicle. 3 every day began with a 10-minute bad football reel from the day before where he would dog cuss you and your coach for any bad play from practice 24 hours ago. Set the tone for a real positive day in front of the entire team. We had about 25 slogans painted on the walls. God forbid you forget what slogan was above the door entering the cafeteria. Josh would call players out in team meetings and ask what each slogan said. If you forgot a single word, ass chewing. After the season, I had an exit interview with my coach. He spent 10 minutes telling me everything I sucked at, but he looked depressed and miserable. That when he was done, I didn't care what he had said about my play. I was concerned for him. Coach, are you all right? Response, that's a hard man to work for. Me, so are you coming back? Coach said, hell no. You getting fired or leaving? I don't care, but I'm getting the hell out of here. He's also going to drop a few more before the game. So stay tuned to at Tyler Polumbus on Twitter.
Oh, my goodness. Does Josh McDaniels have a burner right now searching his name or like following Tyler Polumbus? Because this would be a distraction. Like this is a distraction going into this game. And it's not like I blame Josh McDaniels 2022 Josh McDaniels. I blame, the old Josh McDaniels. I mean, everybody knows he sucked in Denver. Like maybe he's changed, maybe he hasn't, but guys are going to be reading this thread like on the plane, in the locker room, like, yo, dude, check this out. Man, did you read this shit?
I want to know if Devontae Adams or any of the Raiders guys have burners, and you can probably find them by finding which accounts have very low followers but have the Leo meme where he's pointing at the TV.
Oh yeah. Who
comment with a Leo meme? That's probably
a Raider. It might be a Raider. That could be a Raider. I mean, like it's not insignificant, man. Like I know that it's a long time ago and it doesn't matter now because it really ultimately doesn't matter now. But now that the laundry's aired out, and obviously Tyler didn't like Josh McDaniels. Week 3, you're 0-3, right? You're looking for your first win. You're playing the Broncos this weekend, which, by the way, I think, no offense, Reed, I think they might win. But after this, I don't know. Like, this is bad vibes.
Tyler did end the thread with Josh knew the X's and O's as well as any coach I've been around. You won't hear former players saying he doesn't know football. He just didn't know how to handle people. He says he's learned from his mistakes. Time will tell.
All right, so we choose ass. He's like the high school kid running with the flag.
Yep. So did Bill.
He learned at the hand of Bill. So, but would you characterize Bill the way Tyler's characterizing Josh McDaniels?
No, because I don't think anybody – the troubling part that was kind of like, man, that's a lot, was the coach walking out and saying, like, I'm getting the hell out of here. I don't want to work for that guy. Like, you'd never hear somebody say that about Bill. Like, when and maybe – you could say, well, Bill does X, Y, Z. Well, that's because he's Bill. So it's hard to have that conversation.
There's all the winning.
Yeah, there's the winning. There's the, hey, it works. There's the trust. But like the sayings, Bill wouldn't do that. And a lot of these coaches do get, like, especially when they're young, they kind of just lean on that stuff to build a culture. You can't build a culture on like 3 words. You just can't. I'm not a proponent of it. We joke about the family faith football thing. Because I don't think it's
family football for me. But yeah. You start with family, I think. You love you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just feel like, if anything, guys are going to be talking about it. Young guys who don't even remember his last stint, And it's unfortunate because you're about to – they playing at home?
Vegas?
Yeah.
It's in Vegas.
Yeah, it's in Vegas. About to be rolling up to the stadium in the locker room, or they're at practice right now. It's a Thursday. Like, guys will be getting off the field and seeing why their coach is trending. And guys will be reading that. So, like, think about how uncomfortable you'd be if I had, like, a rundown on something, you weren't so proud of 10 years ago, and you kind of look funny, and now you got to lead a team meeting the next morning. You're not going to talk about it. You're not going to talk about it. It's just one guy's opinion. Maybe true, maybe not, but guys are thinking about it. So it's weird. It's an awkward situation to be in for Josh.
Do you fault Tyler at all?
I don't fault Tyler. Like, there are coaches I hated. Dude, there are some coaches that I really don't like.
But you abide by a code. To a degree.
To a degree. Would you say I do?
Mm-hmm.
I don't throw people under the bus here.
Right.
But I also get it, man. That's the risk of acting a certain way, is people are going to talk about how you acted. Like, I don't know. If I became a head coach, I would expect that's kind of like running for president. It's like things, especially if you get a second gig at it. And I think where Tyler might be, he might have an axe to grind, but he also might be just saying, like, look how unfair it is that this guy got a second job. I'd have to hear, what Tyler thought, but he didn't do that week one. That's my only thing.
Right.
And it seems like it's a character thing or like more. He said implicitly the guy knows X's and O's. The X's and O's are what's failing that team right now. Like, guys are not fucking quitting on Josh the person. You know what I mean? It's not like guys are walking out of the building because of a bad culture that I know of. They might hate the guy, but they haven't made a big deal about it. They're getting beat on the field, so I do feel like it's a little, I don't know, it's a pot shot. But nobody wants to take up for Josh McDaniels. He's our first foray into Josh McDaniels was as a head coach. He was insufferable, right? We all agreed. And he's a young white coach. There's been a bunch of black coaches that get passed over for guys like Josh McDaniels the first time, the second time. It's a bunch of people that don't get opportunities. And you look at Josh McDaniels and that comes out today and you're like, fuck, dude, how qualified was he the first time? Is he qualified the second time?
Well, and then the Indy situation where he just hightails it.
And I have heard things that would seem to exonerate him in that circumstance.
Okay.
But again, following the code, I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus.
Okay.
Listen to the full podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast streaming platforms. Wherever you want to get the podcast, you can get the podcast. Pretty simple. New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Podcasts get pretty wild. This is real tame.